Bonjour, bonjour, continuous liner, ça va. This is Meagan Burns coming to you live from the streets of Paris. Oh my God, look at the size of this Cafe Creme I just got. I thought, I'm at this place called La Royale, and I thought for sure I would get like a tiny Cafe Creme like you do in most places for €1,000,000. And this was €1,000,000, but look at the size of it. It's actually kind of American style, isn't it? Hi, I'm here in Paris. I am right at the Louvre. That is the Hotel Louvre right there. And the Louvre is right over here, right around the corner. And I just I took an early morning bike ride, got up early, as I do, and got on the bike at about 7:30. And rode all along. There's like two big main arteries you can ride on the north side, on the Riviola, where everyone's going 1,000 miles an hour to get to their jobs because everyone's all dressed up for work. And it's just massive highway of bikers. But you can cut into the Louvre, which is a super cool thing to do, especially before it opens, right before the crowds. And then the other one is along the Seine on the left bank. So I like to shoot up one side and then shoot back down the other. And so just like most cities, super magical in the morning. I mean, I love it, right? Yesterday I got up at the crack of dawn and went to Montmartre, because Montmartre is insane, and honestly it's a bit of a heartbreak, like so many other things, that just how gutted it is by tourism. So I've brought some groups up there and I've gone up there, but it's always been in the middle of the madness. Oh look, here's my Montmartre, my study of Sacré-Cœur, continuous line Sacré-Cœur. And then here's a big Sacré-Cœur. Speaking of Montmartre, my continuous line, you know what's tricky about, not tricky, but different, is the shape of the domes, right? They're very Middle Eastern, right? Oh my God, I'm running a little low here on my sheets. I'm going to have to up the ante on my continuous line warm-up book. It's a good thing they have paper in this town so I can do that. So one thing I want to show you before I start doing my continuous line warm-ups is this is what we do. One of many things that we do when I'm on my sketch groups, right? We make these outrageous sketchbooks, right? The first thing we do is I give everyone a huge piece of paper, right? And this paper is actually bamboo paper, and it was the first time I used it, but it held up quite nicely, held color and everything. So the first thing we do is we splash paint, saturated inks, my Ind Art saturated inks, all over, right? And then we fold it. Wait a minute. Hello. We fold it, and it's a double-sided travel sketchbook, perfect for like a 1-week workshop, right? And so then this was the cover, very nice and neat, right? The first day we were at the Eiffel Tower, so there's one of Picasso's gals, and then we just go through and start adding little bits and pieces of our trip. There's everyone sketching at Notre Dame, which was really amazing. And then here's like everyday street action, gals drinking wine. There's the liberty, equality, and freedom emblem of the city, designed by Shepard Fairey, the guy who did the Obama thing, right? And there's Marie Antoinette, and there's one of Picasso's mothers crying at war, right? Oh, this is when we would do our sketchbook reviews. We would gather at a local cafe and have some hand sanitizer. Oh, and there's one of Picasso's people, right? And there's another one of Picasso's people. It kind of looks like a wine opener. And then there's the back of it, right? There's Louis, the Sun King. Louis. Yeah. And so then halfway through the workshop, at some point you flip that. You flip it and you get a whole... I witnessed this happen with everyone, and myself included, is like things start out kind of tidy and, you know, a little bit more accurate. I mean, I wouldn't say that's tidy, but I felt it in myself that I was a little bit tighter. But then as the workshop goes on, everyone gets a little bit more expressive, right? So there's Montmartre. I did that in like 3 minutes with those little crazy French cars that drive around everywhere. We went to Versailles, and that was super cool. The big fountain in the Royal Gardens with all the animals in it, and it looks down to the pool that he had made, King Louis had made, so that it's actually an optical illusion, so it looks enormous, but it's just because he made it funny. So there's Versailles, and the big Medusa was once the emblem of Paris. There's another Picasso thing. I think I have a few Picasso things in that one. Oh my God, here comes an enormous bus. I'm about to lose my view. Maybe not. And, oh yeah, okay, so, and then there's Louis. Louis, when he was like 63 years old, he had himself commissioned, and they used a 23-year-old dancer's legs. But there he is, 63. Oh, here's the logo from the restaurant we ate at. There's a Picasso with the stop sign. Oh yeah, it's a big bus letting off right here. And then there's Picasso's people and my Cafe Clem, which is what I'm having right now. See, everyone's being let off to go to the Louvre. I don't think this bus is going to sit here, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, they got 2 doors wide open, and it appears to be all Japanese tourists, right? That's how it rolls. When I was up in Montmartre sketching, I went at the crack of dawn, not at the crack of dawn, because I don't want to be out on the metro when it's like I'm the only one. Well, I wouldn't be the only one on there. Anyways, but there was no one around me when I started sketching, and I sketched pretty quick. I sketched that whole Montmartre scene, and I think my clock said 11 minutes, right? And when I lifted my head, I noticed that there were people taking photos of me. Look at the bus. Look at how big this is. See, I will never do tours where I'm moving around people. Is that Chinese? I think it's Chinese. I will never do tours where I'm moving around enormous. This group that I just did was, I'm going to start doing my line warm-up because that's what I need to do. That's part of my medicine here. Can you see me? Well, it doesn't matter if you can see me or not. This is what I do for this live stream. I do my continuous line warm-ups. And if you're not doing continuous line warm-ups, who are you? Who are you? I mean, I'm going to ask myself that. Who am I if I'm not doing continuous line warm-ups? Honestly, I don't know, because yesterday everyone from my workshop officially left. They've all gone back, or on their way back to where they came from. Workshop size was 8. Perfect. I don't want it any bigger. I don't want it any smaller. 8 is a great number because you can still get into restaurants without them looking at you like you just came off a bus full of 800 people. We can still get into things. You don't have to like do group tours or anything like that, except at the Picasso Museum. They kept saying I was an official tour guide, and I said, no, I'm not, because that puts me in a whole different category as far as when it comes to going to official museums. I do tours, but I'm not an official. I'm not competing with the tour guides in Mexico nor Europe, right? Because I do sketching, so that's a whole different ball game. So, anyways, what am I saying here? Oh yeah. So everyone left yesterday, and last night I have this great little vegetable market right by me, and I got some haricot verts, And so for dinner, I had a big bowl of haricot verts with butter, and went to bed at like 7 o'clock, which was wonderful. And so I'm getting ready to go to Belgium because I'm designing a workshop in Ghent for next year. I'm super excited. I'm taking a chocolate history tour in Brussels right when I arrive because that's going to be part of the tour. The tours, the workshops that I design, yeah, they're sketching, and yeah, we're urban sketching, and yeah, we're learning things, and we're drawing landmarks, and we're increasing our drawing abilities. But I'm also really focused on cultural activities because, I mean, I kind of came up through the urban sketching community, but let's be honest, the urban sketching community, as far as teaching, they have rejected me, right? So I just continue to do my own thing, of course, like I don't have a choice, right? And I look at a lot of the instructors' agendas, super cool. I have nothing but great respect for so many of them. But it's all about, perspective and, let's do the hard stuff, which the hard stuff is importante. And then you tend to be on your own for the, cultural explorations. And that's cool. That's the formula that they use. And so while I am urban sketching and drawing on location and travel sketching is a big part of what I do, continuous line urban sketching, I also really like to focus on the cultural things, because why go someplace if you're not going to take in the beauty of it, right? Like to go to Ghent, to go to Belgium, we're going to learn about chocolate, and we're going to eat chocolate, and we're going to taste chocolate. I was in Belgium a couple years ago, and I am not a beer drinker. I mean, I think I was forced to be growing up with a bunch of Irish people. It was just kind of like what everyone did, drank beer, and I would too, but oh man, I never liked it. And so I never drink it now, but when I was in Belgium, oh my God, that beer was so delicious. Now, it could have something to do with the fact that it was even if just higher alcohol, I don't know, it just had such a delicious flavor. And I know that there's a lot of craft brew, and people still drink craft brew. I know when I was living in Chicago, that was all the rage, craft breweries. Well, I would imagine because of this, nightmare administration, a lot of small businesses are folding up because it's very hard to. That whole thing is making it so hard for people, all people, right? Making it so hard, and it just angers me, right? Anyways, I don't want to go down that road because I'm doing my continuous line right now, and I'm drinking a beautiful creme brulee. Not creme brulee. What am I drinking? Cafe creme at, where am I? Le Royale. Not to be confused with Le Royale Big Mac, which I'm right here at the Louvre. Can I just say how disappointing it is that the main restaurant in the Louvre is McDonald's? Come on. And right in front of the Luxembourg, the Jardin du Luxembourg, Burger King, McDonald's, right at the front gates. It's like all these fascist companies move in and take over. Who wants to go to McDonald's when you're at the Luxembourg Gardens? Or the Louvre, right? Give me a bad crepe. What was I saying? What am I complaining about? Oh, there's a little doggy here. Hi, doggy. Hey. Oh, he's got his croissant. Wherever I go, I'm in the path of dogs. That little doggy, who was very overweight, but adorable, had a bag in his mouth with a croissant. And when his mother came by, she was like, this is what we do, out of our way. No comments, please, right? Anyways, it was very cute. What am I saying? I was talking about the Louvre. I was talking about fascist companies. I was talking about Belgium. I was talking about beer. Oh, yeah, so Belgium. We're going to go to Belgium and drink some beer and I think eat some sausage, right? I remember that. What do you eat in Belgium? I almost said schnitzel. I think schnitzel is big. I know it's a German thing, but I think it's in Belgium. I think I had it when I was there last time. This is what I did. I did bike riding. I ate chocolate. I drank a little bit of beer, and I went bike riding. Did I say that? I did a lot of bike riding. Now, I'm not going to get my groups out on a bike, but what I'm going to figure out is for my Belgium 2026 workshop, we're going to draw. We're going to make sketchbooks. We're going to do sketching, urban sketching, and we're going to learn more about continuous line, and we are going to learn about chocolate. We're going to eat some chocolate, and we're going to drink beer. Did I say that already? Oh, and we're going to go on a canal boat, and we're going to go to the seaside, and we're going to go to some local museums. Right now is the Flanders Classical Music Festival. So my first night in Ghent, that's where the workshop is going to be based, in Ghent. My first night on Friday, there's a classical music Flanders festival, and I have a ticket for the concert of 8 celloists. Is that how you say that? Celloists. It's playing under a big cathedral dome, so that, this is what the brochure, the music swirls around you. And ever since I finished my workshop here, I wanted to go to one of the classical music concerts in one of the cathedrals, because I feel like I just need some Baroque music to sort of like, not comfort me, but just, you know, I work around the clock when I do these workshops, so just to sort of like, I don't take pills, I don't take Xanax, I don't take drugs. But I want some Baroque music to align my heart, to align all my chakras. So, they're kind of expensive here in Paris, as is everything. Everything's expensive everywhere, right? They're having big protests here, and you know, strikes, and it is a lot of it is the same issues that we're having, in that everyone's having, right? Not just in the United States, but in Mexico and elsewhere. They're protesting rising costs of everything, less services, the collapse of institutions. I mean, France is a little bit more safeguarded than we are in the United States. And I think about that. The United States has always prided itself on, like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, all the bootstraps have now officially been burned, right? And removed from everyone. And so France, you know, we saw that big protest a few years ago when they were protesting. I think their pensions were being limited, and they were being asked to work longer, a few years longer. As Americans, most of us know that we work until we die, right? That's just, I mean, that's how I see it. I hope whatever it is for me, it's swift, and there's no lingering. There's no lingering with dementia. There's no lingering with illness, right? For me, whatever it is, it's got to be that big bus that just came through just to, like, take me out, because there's no lingering. Anyways, there's an Airbnb photo thing going on, you know, where you hire that photo guy to take fake photos of you having a good time and fill in the city. Right here. There was a girl there. She somehow disappeared. But yeah, they just sat right here on the curb and pretended like they were happy. Hello. Yeah, so this intersection is getting busy. Like I said, the Louvre is right around the corner. The Paris Opera is right up the street that way, I think. And that's a bit of a bummer because the whole building's under construction, so you can't see its gorgeousness. But that's all right. I went inside and saw its gorgeousness. So, yeah, I am, you know, I've got some time here in Paris on my own, and I'm super excited. I'm going to build a new Paris workshop agenda, and I'm going to build Belgium, and who knows what else. I'm going to try to get a little bit more action in my Zoom classes, because I think it's such a great resource, and I think more people should be practicing with me online, because when you practice online, it just makes it easier when you go on location. Then you don't have the anxiety of, oh my God, I'm on location and then I have to draw, and what if I can't draw? Well, honestly, a practice on Zoom, a steady practice on Zoom, and I'm speaking from my own experience, not just like, oh, come draw with me on Zoom, but, kind of working out, being in the weeds, as they say, right? Like just figuring out how to draw things on Zoom week by week, different kinds of buildings, different kinds of street scenes, different kinds of people, different kinds of culture, different kinds of everything. I think by practicing that on Zoom, that has given me and everyone else who's in Zoom a leg up, right? So that when you do go on location, yeah, it may still be challenging, but you've got some chops. You've got some drawing chops. And I don't know about you, but I like having drawing chops. I like being in this world, knowing how to draw. I like having been in this world and not knowing how to draw. And now being in this world and drawing, I honestly would much rather ride out the rest of these years knowing how to draw, because first of all, it's a really good buffer. It's a really good way just to kind of like detach from chaos, detach from the news. Since my workshop, I haven't looked at the news much, but I was reading it this morning, early morning, and the chaos, and it's been chaotic for a while, but ever since that right-wing podcaster was taken out, probably by his own people, it's just the temperature is just getting hotter and hotter, right? Like as if someone is encouraging a civil war, right? So as a way to combat that, I can't even read this stuff anymore because it is so inflammatory, and it's so like out there. None of it even makes sense. The level of conversation that's taking place, it doesn't even make sense because it is so out there, and it is so inflammatory, and it is so disrespectful, and it is so criminal, right? And so I can't even read the news anymore, and so now I'm like, I just have to go deep in on being an artist so I don't have to like try to make sense of any of it, because none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense except for there's a power greater than us that is pushing for some real disruption, right? Real disruption, real criminalization. People are losing their job over talking about a guy who lost his life doing what he loves best. It's insane. It's so surreal, right? It's so surreal. So anyways, in the meantime, I'm just going to keep drawing, finishing big with a heart, to go easy on myself and go easy on others. I'm going to go out there and do some urban sketching and keep drawing on location because I love to do that. I'm going to keep planning for more workshops, even though the world seems to be disintegrating in many ways, right? But yeah, so for now, I'm just going to enjoy the time I have left here in Paris. I'm going to go to Belgium. I just got a ticket for Giverny, so I'm going to go up there and see the gardens and enjoy the beauty. Like Paris is it's a great reminder through all the ups and, the revolutions, the insurrections, the government insanity, the people rising up. It endures, right? So Paris is a really good reminder. They're going through stuff just like we are, right? But Paris has survived, and governments have come, governments have fallen, new ideas have come in, new ways of living, and so that's what I just have to keep reminding myself, right? That there's new ways to live, new ways to experience the world, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Thanks everyone for being here. Keep drawing your lines. Continuous line Paris is awesome. Super cool to see what everyone's doing. I'll see you next time. Mwah, 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 mwah. Peace out, everyone.